what if the weight you've been carrying wasn't actually yours to carry? Because the energy this week is whispering something really important. You've been protecting yourself from something that was already leaving anyway. This is a Friday where the cards, the moon, and the cosmos are all saying the same thing. And if you are ready to hear it, everything shifts. Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome back to Aligned and Abundant. I'm your host, Christine Marcario, and I am so glad you're here. This is your Frequency Friday, your weekly dive into the energy of the weekend, the week ahead, what the planets are doing, what the Archangels are whispering, and how all of it is conspiring to support your most aligned and abundant life, both personally and in your business. You know, I've been noticing something this week in my own life and the lives of the souls I'm working with. There's this feeling of we're finally catching our breath, like we've been gripping something really tight for a while, and suddenly we're realizing we can actually let go. And honestly, that's exactly what the energy is showing me today. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the energy of this weekend first, because this is actually a really significant moment. We are in a waning gibbous moon and it's moving through Aquarius and Pisces. Now, a waning gibbous moon is not your rest moon. It's actually still quite full, still quite luminous, but the energy has shifted. The moon is starting to release. It's starting to let things go. And there's this really beautiful quality to it because the light is turning inward. You know that feeling when you've been giving, and then suddenly you're allowed to turn that light back toward yourself? That's this moon. Aquarius brings the quality of detachment and perspective. And I love that because what Aquarius energy is inviting us to do is to get a little bit of distance from what we've been close to. Maybe it's a belief you've been holding. Maybe it's a relationship dynamic. Maybe it's a project you've been way too invested in. Or maybe it's a story you've been believing for far too long, as one of my coaches has recently pointed out to me. Rightly so. Aquarius says, what if you could look at this from 30,000 feet away? And Pisces, which moves in later, brings compassion. It brings forgiveness. It brings this understanding that maybe the struggle wasn't about failure. It was about learning. And after all, isn't that what we're all here for? So this weekend is literally asking you to step back and ask yourself, what have I been trying so hard to make work? And more importantly, is it actually mine to be making work? What I am letting go of is actually comparing myself to everybody else. I am no longer going to continue to show up thinking I have to do it X, Y, Z, or I can do it like so-and-so, or I can do it better than so-and-so. Because frankly, that is not the vibe I want to roll with. I want to be my most authentic self. I want to show up as the most fun, loving, caring, kind version of myself so that my energy calls in aligned matches, aligned listeners, aligned clients, aligned followers, friendships, relationships, you name it. I am calling in aligned relationships and partnerships. So if that feels like a match or an invitation for you, I would love to work with you. I have a community called the Soul Shine Collective, and I am also currently offering mediumship readings. And again, it's so funny thinking that everyone sees everything. Well, I posted it on social media. Okay, well, just because you posted it on social media doesn't mean that everybody knows what you do. So I recently had a friend say to me, oh, I didn't know you do mediumship. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm so glad that you pointed that out because I didn't realize you didn't know. So to me, that means I have to step up my game of making sure people know what I do and what I'm currently offering. And right now I am in the season of loving giving mediumship and intuitive reading. So if you're asking or wondering what is the difference, well, some people do tarot, some people do runes. I just lock into your energy. I connect with your energy. I speak to your spirit team. Your spirit team speaks to me. I speak to my spirit team, vice versa. And I just straight up deliver messages to you. So I get on a Zoom with you or a Google video and I have a conversation with you. You get to ask me questions. You get to confirm things. And we just flow from there. And then the mediumship aspect comes in is if I'm connecting to a loved one, all right? And then I'm giving you evidence of, okay, this was a person who, and then I just simply want you to say, yes, no, I can connect to that, or I can't take that, right? I'm not going to ask you questions per se. That's not how I was taught to do it. And I want it to be authentic. And again, the feedback has been amazing. I know I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent, but it's real life here. I am building a business. I am building a spiritual practice. And it's important that my listeners know what's available to them because I am on a mission to spread love, light, and awareness in this world. And that is exactly my invitation to you, my divine listener, the person on the other end hearing this in your ear, in your car, wherever you are in this world. So you know how to find me. And if you don't, go to the show notes. That's the best way to get a hold of me via Instagram or by booking your session directly through my link tree. All right, so getting on to your personal world, this weekend wants you to notice where you might be gripping. Are you holding tight to someone else's timeline? Are you protecting yourself from something that's already dissolving? The invitation this weekend is to soften, not to give up, to soften. Maybe that means having a conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe it means finally accepting that something is done, and that's actually okay. Maybe it means reaching out to someone you've been distant from because pride was getting in the way. This is a gentle energy, but it is asking you to move. For your business and abundance, this weekend has a really interesting energy. The Aquarius part wants you to zoom out. Look at your offers, your messaging, your business model from a higher perspective. Are you still aligned? Are you still excited? Or have you been pushing something because you thought you quote unquote should? The Pisces part is saying there's forgiveness available. Maybe you launched something that didn't quite land. Maybe you made a visibility move you might regret. This weekend wants to give you permission to let that be in the past and move forward from where you actually are right now, not from where you think you should be. If you've been thinking about a pivot, a rebrand, or a shift in your business direction, this weekend's energy supports getting clear on that. And before we move into the week ahead, I want to share what's coming through from the Archangel realm right now. Archangel Uriel is so present this weekend. Uriel is the angel of illumination and wisdom, and specifically the wisdom to let go. If you've been feeling confused about something, if you've been in the dark about which way to turn, Uriel is the one saying the clarity you need is coming through the release, not through the holding on. Here's what Uriel wants you to know. The struggle you've been experiencing isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's actually a sign that you're trying to control something that's meant to flow differently. And the moment you step back, the moment you stop forcing it, the light comes through. That's Uriel's realm. Uriel brings the cosmic, oh, of course, moment. You know that feeling when suddenly you see something you couldn't see before? That's Uriel at work. So here's the invitation. This weekend, light a white candle or just imagine white light around you. And say this to Archangel Uriel. Show me what I'm not seeing. Help me release what I've been gripping. and guide me toward the clarity that's already available to me. And then just notice. Notice what comes up. Notice what feels different when you let go, even a little bit. Okay, now let's look at what the week ahead has in store, because this week has a beautiful theme of transition and new beginnings. We're moving from the release energy of Aquarius and Pisces into the bold, courageous energy of Aries, and then the grounded manifestation energy of Taurus. So the week ahead is basically saying, release what wasn't meant for you. Get brave about what's next, and then build on solid ground. That's the arc, and it's gorgeous. Here are the energetic shifts that you need to pay attention to. First, we're completing the waning gibbous moon, which means the week is still in release mode. There's no rush, there's no urgency. This is finishing energy. I don't like that. This is the energy of wrapping things up. If you have projects to complete, conversations to close, or situations to bring to an end, or situations to wrap up, this is the week for that. The cosmos are literally supporting you in tying up loose ends. Second, as we move into Monday and Tuesday, we're entering the Aries section of the moon's journey. Aries is fire. It's courage. It's initiative. It's the energy of, I'm going to try something new. If you've been waiting for permission to start something or to pivot or to put yourself out there in a new way, Monday and Tuesday are calling you. This isn't reckless energy. It's brave energy. There is a difference. Aries knows what it wants, and it's not afraid to go after it. Third, by midweek, we're moving into Taurus energy, and Taurus brings grounding. Taurus says, okay, we've released, we've been brave. Now let's make this real. Let's make this sustainable. Let's build something that lasts. If you're thinking about investments in yourself, your business, or your life, Taurus is the week for that. Taurus is about resources, about self-worth, about saying, I deserve good things. Here's what I want you to do in your personal life this week. First, honor the release. If something or someone needs to leave your life, let it go. Bye-bye. Don't drag it out. Don't negotiate with it. The energy is supporting you in a clean break, so take that support. Second, on Monday and Tuesday, do something that scares you a little. Call someone you've been avoiding. Say yes to an invitation you normally wouldn't. Start up a conversation, even if you're a little scared. Wear the thing you've been saving. Take the dance class. Put yourself out there in some small way. Aries energy is asking for your courage, not your perfection. Third, by Wednesday, ground yourself. Get into your body. Move slowly. Spend time in nature or with people who make you feel solid and real. This is self-worth work. This is you saying, I matter and I deserve to feel taken care of. For your business, this week is powerful. Monday and Tuesday are your visibility days. This is when you want to show up, share, put new offers out there, have those sales conversations. The Aries energy is saying the right people are waiting to hear from you. Don't hide this week. Don't play small. And don't wait for everything to be perfect before you put yourself out there. Wednesday through Friday are your building days. This is when you finalize contracts, invest in your business, make decisions about resources and pricing. If you've been undercharging, this is the week to recalibrate. If you've been thinking about hiring support or investing in a course or a tool, Taurus is saying yes. The energy is supporting you in building something that's aligned with your actual worth. And here's a money note. There's something about this week that wants to release scarcity thinking. The Five of Pentacles card we're working with is about moving from not enough to enough is always available. So this week, practice abundance language. When you see something you want, instead of thinking, I can't afford that, try, how could I have that? It's a small shift, but the energy is really supporting that reframe right now. I also want to call in a second archangel for the week ahead because his energy is so relevant to what we're moving through. Archangel Michael is here this week. Michael is the angel of courage, protection, and clarity. And specifically, Michael is here to support you in cutting cords with what no longer serves you, and then protecting you as you step into what's next. You know how sometimes when you release something, you second guess yourself? You're like, should I have done that? Should I have held on to that? Did I make a mistake? That's what Michael is here for. Michael is the one saying, babe, you made the right choice. You're protected and you're being guided towards something so much better. Here's the channeled message I got from Archangel Michael this week. You have been protecting yourself from pain that was trying to teach you something, not to destroy or break you. And yes, there was pain. But that pain was never a reflection of your worth. Your worth is fixed. It cannot be shaken by circumstances. So step forward now, knowing that you are divinely protected, guided, and exactly where you need to be. The new chapter is safe. Trust it. And here's the daily practice I want you to do all week. Each morning, before you look at your phone, put your hand on your heart. Literally, physically touch your chest and say this. Archangel Michael, protect my peace this week. Help me stand in my power. Release what doesn't serve me. And move forward with courage and clarity. And then take one conscious breath. That's it. You're invoking Michael's protection and presence, and you're anchoring into your own power. Do that every single morning this week and notice what shifts. I want to leave you with one last energetic focus, one theme to anchor into as you move through this week. Your focus this week is let go to grow. Say it with me. Let go to grow. Here's why. The Five of Pentacles that I pulled is saying that the struggle you've been in has taught you something. My cat agrees. It's made you wise. It's made you kinder. It's made you more resilient. But you don't have to stay in the struggle to keep the wisdom. You can't take the lesson and leave the pain. The Knight of Wands reversed is saying there's been some scattered energy, some directions that weren't really ours to take, that weren't really yours to take. And the Nine of Wands reversed, that's your permission slip. That's the universe saying you can put down the armor now. You can trust. You can rest. And Aries and Taurus are saying the best is in front of you, not behind you. So here's your mantra this week. Say this to yourself, especially when you feel that pull to go back to what's familiar. I release what wasn't meant for me so I can step into what is. I am safe. I am guided, and the next chapter is better than the last. Speaking of, I saw a bumper sticker today which had a good quote. And I don't know if you would say it's exactly a quote, but it said, better every day. And I kind of loved it because that means that you're really trying to strive and have a better life. You're really working on showing up for yourself. You want today to be better than yesterday. Now, there's a little bit of pressure there also, because can you really be better every single day? Maybe you can. I'm kind of curious. Drop me some thoughts on that via Instagram DM. I'd love to hear what you think. Okay, beautiful soul, that is your Frequency Friday for the week of July 31st through August 6th. You know I run a Friday through Thursday energy type vibe. I hope you feel a little more anchored, a little more clear, and a lot more excited about what this weekend and this week have in store for you. There's real magic in this moment, real permission to let go, real courage available, and real abundance waiting for you. If this landed for you, will you do me a solid? Share this episode with someone in your life who needs to hear that it's okay to let go. Because this message is not an accident. In fact, it's the same message I got directly from a coaching session I had this week. I got permission to let something go. And I said, thank you so much. She's like, you had the permission all along. And I said, I know, but it feels so much better when someone else reminds me that I have the permission. So that's why I love to remind you that you have the permission as well. And if you're not already subscribed to my newsletter, please come join me over there. Every Tuesday and some Fridays, I'm dropping extra tools, journal prompts, and soulful goodies that I don't share anywhere else. It's where the real magic is happening. The link is in the show notes. And if you're ready to go deeper into this work, if you want to be in a community of souls who are stepping into abundance and alignment, come check out the Soul Shine Collective over in school. We have something really special brewing, and I'd love to have you there. We're going to be going to do a deep dive into all things spiritual. And if you want direct, clear messaging just for you, book an intuitive reading, and you and I can have a one-on-one, deep, loving, inspirational conversation with our spirit teams. I love you. I'm cheering for you, and I'll see you next episode. Until then, stay aligned, stay abundant, and remember, you are so much more powerful than you know. The only version of you that the world needs, that's the one that's brave enough to let go. I'm Christine Marcario. This is Aligned and Abundant. Bye for now.